Welcome to the Black Script Storytellers. My name is Kevin Marable, and today we have an amazing guest with us. She hails from Houston, Texas, and she's all about the TV and film reviews. We have Ainsley Landry, aka Lady L. Ainsley, how are you doing?
Period. I'm okay. How are you? And thank you for having me. This is an honor.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. It's a pleasure to speak to you as well, and thank you so much for joining us. Um, Now, I like to start every interview with a very simple question, but some might find it a little difficult to answer. Are you ready?
Okay. I
That
think.
okay, and that question is, who is Ainsley Landry?
Ooh, that's a rather good question. So, who is Ainsley? Ainsley is unapologetic, authentic, imperfectly perfect, and a
Mm,
little chaotic. I think that pretty much defines me well.
I love it. I love it. It's straight to the point and simple, but it's all of your characteristics
It's
rolled
all of
into
the things.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a
Now,
good question.
yeah, I like to start by getting to know the person and allowing them to, kind of say a little bit about themselves and who they are as a person before we get into what it is that you do.
Love that.
Um, some people have long, extended answers, and some people have very short and concise answers. And I love that yours was short and concise and straight to the point. You know
We've
who you
been doing the work. We have
Yeah,
been doing the work. So we
you
know
know
who
who
she
you are.
is.
Sure.
Yes.
All right, so you do TV and film reviews, and I've caught quite a bit of them on social media. How long have you been doing TV and film reviews?
So 2 years now. 2 years now. It was really kind of like it kind of chose me, if I'm being honest.
Uh-huh.
So the whole social media journey in itself started like with this Hoochie Daddy short thing. I made a video, went to bed, woke up like a million views later. So I'm
Wow.
like, okay. So the summer goes on and we like really have fun with that. And then towards the end of the summer, P Valley comes out. I love P Valley. I love a good story, right?
Right.
So after P Valley comes out, the first episode drops, I make the review for that and then it just started doing like crazy numbers and then it got to a place where people were like DMing me at the end of every week like where's the review and I was like, "Oh, so this is a thing. Like y'all want this to be the thing." And so
Right.
it was so seamless because film is just like one of those things that is so easy to get behind,
Mm.
especially when it's a good story. So the rest is history. Here we are now, 2 years later, and I love it.
Wow. So okay, so you just went out on a whim. You loved the show and you wanted to give your 2 cents and made a post and put it out there on social
Literally.
media. And before you knew it, you started to go viral, and people were like, "Hey, we need this content consistently." Where you at?
Consistently, yeah. So I was like, okay, we can do that. We can do a good show. And then it just kept going until like here we are and now people are like, "What are you watching?" and
Yeah.
"What's that?" So now it's a thing. Like and I
Wow.
love that. I love that.
Now, if you don't mind me asking, which platform did you go viral on first?
TikTok.
Okay. Okay.
TikTok.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
at what moment did you realize, I need to also do the same thing on Instagram?
Almost immediately, actually. I was like, well, since it's already, because TikTok is a very finicky app. So, like, 1 minute you're in the graces of TikTok, and then the next minute you are forbidden. And I was like the redhead stepchild.
Yeah.
So I just was like, let me go ahead and move this over to Instagram since I've had this platform longer. And
Mhm.
so it was like an immediate thing to know, like, let me move it over there. But I also noticed with Instagram, the reach was more impactful. Like
Yes.
it was getting in front of the right people in TikTok as opposed to like just, there's like aesthetic numbers and numbers that look good, and then there's the analytics that actually mean something. So for me, Instagram has like more impactful audience. No
Yeah.
shade to my TikTok people, but yeah.
Oh no, yeah, I'm 100% agreeing with you. I actually started on TikTok as well. Had a little virality, but it was not consistent, and it felt. after a while, I felt like I was chasing the viralness instead of focusing on making the post and then just
Oh my, I'm so glad you said that. That's
yeah,
the season that I'm in because you get kind of
you get
like
caught up in it.
caught on that.
Yeah,
You get caught up on that. And then I was like, I'm not even really like posting what I love. I'm just looking for like these
viral
numbers.
moments. Yeah,
Yeah. And it's like, so then we had to get to a point where it's like, okay, it's not about y'all, but it's about y'all too. But it's really about me posting what I am enjoying posting. And if you like it, cool. If you don't, okay. I'm
yeah.
still gonna post it anyway. So yeah, that it definitely will get you in a space where you're like constantly looking for that viral moment for sure.
Okay, okay. And now, as far as TV and film is concerned, do you have a particular genre that you love?
It just depends on the season. I'm a true Aquarius girl in the sense
Okay,
of
Aquarius in
I'm
the
kind of
house.
like with the like I'll get in like a horror bag, then I want to be in love, then I love a good drama. It really just depends. What I look for is the story. Like I'm looking for the storyline. Can you
Mm,
make me feel something? Can you take me on a ride? Can we stick with the plot? Where are we going? So as long as the story is good, from like anime to anything in between, sign me up.
right.
Sign
And
me up.
you don't just review TV and film. You have other reviews as well. You review products.
A
You do
little bit of music. Yeah, like my followers really just like to hear me talk about things. They don't really care. I feel like film for me is my love language though, because I just love a good, you
yeah.
know, that feeling you feel when you watch something for the first time. Like mine was Flowers in the Attic. That was the first movie that I watched where I was like, oh, oh, I'm really wanting this lady out of here. So that
Yeah.
that's when I knew that it's like, okay, there's something special there. So I
Mm.
try to stick with that as like my main pillar and just not to be too all over the board, but film can just take you so far, you know, and then music would be like my number two, but I'm like shifting that more to YouTube than like on TikTok and Instagram.
Okay. So on YouTube, you're going to focus more so on the music side. You're not going to
Yeah, we
incorporate.
do like I've done a couple of like music reviews on there. And I like doing them on there because we can listen to the whole album. Because the
Right.
thing with short form, they want like the condensed version. And I
Yeah.
just like to give you, I'm here for the experience. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Let me give you the full experience of what I felt when I was watching it or listening to it, so on and so forth. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, on your YouTube page, do you have enough followers to where you are able to monetize or not yet?
I have the followers, it's the watch hours because with
Okay.
YouTube you have to have
4,000.
like 1,000 followers and like so many watch hours. So
Yeah.
it's the watch hours that
Okay.
we're getting there.
Yeah. Absolutely. And to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. But if you did incorporate the TV and film reviews there, even though with music you can review full albums, but if you incorporate the TV and film reviews there, you I feel like you could also achieve the watch hours quickly or
You know,
quicker.
I thought about it.
Yeah,
I thought about it just because I feel like in the for the reviews, I think with YouTube because it's long form and the audience is aware that they're going to be here for a while, it
yeah,
allows you to do a deeper dive.
right.
Like and with short form they want it quick, so there I try to give them like as much as I can
Mhm.
and what your attention span is going to allow for me to give
Yeah,
you. But
yeah,
like with YouTube you can really just get into it, so I don't think that's a bad idea. It's
right.
definitely food for thought for
And you
sure.
could do the long form and then chop it down to make a condensed version for your
Hmm.
Instagram and for your TikTok, to kind of lead them to
One
your
stop
YouTube.
shop,
Yeah.
yeah.
But you maybe if you want to do the music and then also TV and film, maybe not have them both on the same channel, but if you had a secondary channel, you could consider that. The only last thing I would say for the music side of things, because I did actually used to do reaction videos a long time ago, you will get copyright strikes on some of
I
your
definitely have been getting there, having to like do the little appeal. It's
yeah
annoying.
yeah. So
It's annoying.
yeah, so just keep that in mind too. If you are trying to monetize, and you
Okay.
want to bring your TV and film content over there, you want to make sure that the copyright strikes doesn't affect everything else that you're trying to do.
Got going on for sure. Thank
And,
you for that.
sure, and I know we sidestepped a little bit, but
We did. We did.
it's all right. We're gonna reel it right back in. Okay.
Period.
Now, let me ask you this question:
Okay.
When a show snatches your edges up,
Hmm.
what does that mean?
It depends on how they snatch them up. You know what I mean? Like, am I in a snowstorm? Am I sweating? What are my edges feeling? So it could mean either I'm extremely agitated by it, or it like really caught me off guard. Like, it's an extreme emotion, basically. That's
Yeah.
like the short answer. It's an extreme emotion, bad or good. Because I've been snatched up in a bad way, and
Right.
I've been snatched up in a good way. So, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's just like I'm extremely captivated by it for one reason or another,
Yeah.
essentially.
And I feel like, the audience loves, that's like a part of your personality. When
It's
you
a
go to
part
that
of it.
moment, it's like that's the part that people are waiting for you to say. Like, okay,
Absolutely.
were my edges snatched in a good way or a bad way?
In a good way or a bad way. Literally, the comments people like, I always look to see what your edges were feeling like about this. Don't
Right.
worry, I got you.
That's funny. That is funny. Okay. So at what point did you realize you were beginning to earn the trust of people with your reviews? Like, was it almost instantly, or did it take a little while to where, you started to gain a rapport and you started seeing people come back, time and time again?
I think that so looking back, I would say it was instantly, but for me, when it kind of like hit home for me was when Kerry Washington reposted one of, like, she responded, she did a reaction to one of
Wow.
my videos, and that's when I was like, "Oh, you're
Yeah.
actually kind of good at this." Like, hold on, wait a minute. Wait a minute, because you literally loved her forever and now she's like responding to something that you created. So that's when it came to me, because that's also when I started to really get like more of a following too. And now people are looking to me like, okay, so what is, who is this girl? What is she giving? And then that's when I realized that it was like, okay,
Yeah.
you actually
Yeah.
have something here. So that was the moment where for me it became like something that I was doing for fun, to where I noticed that I was like, okay, you kind of are inserting yourself as like an authority in this space now,
Right.
so maybe take it a little bit more seriously. And that's, I started to get like a little bit more mindful of the things I was saying, what I was watching, different things like that. But at first it was like, I'm just excited about the show. So I'm just talking like a fan. Like, I'm
Right.
always giving my reviews from like just like a fan, how I feel watching it, what it evokes out of me. And
Mhm.
that's always how I come. But now I'm, a little more mindful. I'm still chaotic. That will
Right.
never change. But
Still chaotic. All right.
still.
Now, you already mentioned Kerry Washington. One of my questions was, were there any celebrities that have liked your post that you weren't expecting? Have there been any other celebrities since Kerry Washington?
Oh man, there's been quite a few, quite a few. Carrie was like the biggest where I was like, dear Lord, like where my stomach got like tight. I was like, oh God.
She
And
snatched your edges. She snatched your edges in a good way.
she snatched my edges clean up. Let's see who else. Jacob Lattimore reposted me, and Chris Brown. Those were two celebrities that I
Really?
was like, dear Lord, girl, what are you doing here? So, but it was like a good, it's kind of like,
Yeah.
it's that thing that reminds you of your reach. It's the thing that reminds you of like, you never know who this video will get in front of, because like sometimes it's videos that don't do big numbers. Like it's not hitting the 100,000 million views.
Yeah.
But it's also like, and Lala, because I don't know how she felt about the review, because I was talking about her character in What is it that she's in that I was talking about her? Oh, BMF. I don't like her character in BMF. So I had a few choice words,
Right.
but it was about the character. I always make it a point to use the character's name and not the actor's name because it's like, it's not you. Like, I don't have anything
Right.
with you, girl. It's the character.
Yeah. And, you know,
But
I tend to think that they, even though it may not be a review catering towards, you know, you liking their character, they can use this as, you know, information as data that they can use, and you know, the writers and the actors can then go back to the drawing board and say, okay, how can we make this character that, you know, much
absolutely.
better, so on and so forth.
Absolutely.
So even if you're giving a review that might not necessarily be a great one towards her character, it's still good information, I think, at the end of the day.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I try to make it a point to not punch down just to be punching down and
Right.
not give anything constructive. But it's like, so I don't like her, but this is why I don't like her. And, you know, some people, like, I feel like good directors and producers and writers will download that information and be like, okay, well, the fact that so many people agree with it, maybe let's, you know what I mean? But if that's your vision, because a lot of times, you
Mhm.
know, that's the conversation piece. That's what keeps people talking, is like, this person is annoying. So let's just, if we don't talk about anything else, we'll talk about that one person and, you know, keep them for that. So,
Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
whatever.
Now, what are some of the top shows that you're currently watching right now?
Ooh, top shows that I'm currently watching. Serpent Queen.
S-
I'm watching Serpent Queen.
Okay.
I
What?
don't want to get drugged, but I'm catching up on House of Dragons because I'm
Okay.
like 3 episodes behind. No shade. It's like I don't like House of Dragons as much as I liked Game of
Thrones.
Thrones.
Right.
I don't want to tussle about that, but I just don't like. And so House of Dragons, Serpent Queen, and there's one that I'm watching on Netflix. It's called Desperate Lies. It's like a novella and it's pretty good. It's
Yeah.
about a lady who she gets pregnant for two different men, but they're twins. They're what is that, fraternal twins. So
Yeah.
she's trying to keep it a secret. It's
Yeah.
juicy.
It sounds like it. And
It's juicy.
I've seen the trailer for that, but I didn't, you know, press
It's
play to watch
crazy. Yeah, one is her husband and one is like her childhood friend.
it. Okay.
But she ends up getting pregnant for both of them.
Wow. And
Yeah.
what is Serpent Queen? I'm not familiar with Serpent Queen.
So, man, don't make me lie to you. Is it Queen? What is her name? Charlotte or Elizabeth? It's like the telling of a queen and how she came to power, and it's like a depiction of an actual story, but I can't remember which queen it was, but she ruled France by herself for 50 years. And
Wow.
so it talks about, like, she's like ruthless. They call her the Serpent Queen because the people that she got out of there for the sake of like her freedom, but you kind of have, as crazy as this sounds, you kind of understand it when you learn like her beginnings and where she came from and the things that people did to her. You get why she kind of rules in like a survival mode. You know how they say that people who were raised to survive can't really love because they weren't taught that. That's how she is.
You're right.
So
Right.
you just kind of feel for her because it's like, man, but also it's like, girl, you're kind of going crazy at the same time. But
Yeah.
it's really good. And it's the second season, so
Okay.
it's pretty good. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to look for that. Serpent Queen.
Hmm.
Now, do you have any aspirations to like get into the entertainment field professionally? Has that ever crossed your mind?
It's crossing my mind as of late. But at first, this was really just something fun, like genuinely something fun. I think I was delayed in the power of what it is that I do because there's so many people that do it, and I feel like, not no shade to me, but I just feel like there are people that do it more, like, more effectively. You know what I mean? That give you what you look for when you look for a critic, when you look for someone to like break down a show. I'm
Mhm.
giving you what I feel and what I perceive, you know?
Yeah.
But now I'm at a point where it's like, okay, now we're at year 3. So now what's
What's
the game plan? Like what's next?
yeah.
So now I'm having the what's next conversations for sure. Yeah. A
And
little late, a little tardy to the party, but we're here.
that's okay. That's okay. And I mean, it's perfect segue too, because that was my next question is what's next? If you had something in mind, but it looks like this is what you're planning.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I'm at a point where I'm open to like literally whatever this journey. I kind of went into this thing because I'm a spiritual girly, right? So I believe in God. I serve a God. So my
Nice.
promise with this was I'm gonna take it wherever you show me to take it. However you expect me to lean into it, what you want from me, that's where I'll go. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where I'm at. I have a plan, a little to make it make sense,
Hmm.
but really we're like going off of vibes and energy right now
Yeah.
because like I said, the what's next pivot conversation, there is something really fun that I have coming up, but I can't say it
Say it.
just yet, but
Okay.
it's on the way, so I'm excited about that. But yeah, like as far as like the what's next, the sky is the limit. Like wherever this thing takes me, we're going,
Okay.
period.
Okay. I have a few little ideas, here and there, but we'll talk offline about.
We can talk after because I can tell you after. I just can't tell
Okay.
them. No
Okay.
shade, no shade
Absolutely.
to y'all, but
Yeah. No.
I just can't
No.
tell them. Yeah,
Yeah. You keep it under wraps until you're ready to make that.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
for
I'm
sure.
super excited though. I'm excited about that, but I'm definitely just with like wherever it goes. I'm completely open, completely open. I'm honored for even still be in this space because
Yeah.
you see people come and like kind of dwindle away. You know what I'm saying? So it's
It's
been a
all about
ride. It's been
it's
a
all about
learning curve,
consistency and showing up each day and doing the work. Not everybody
and
has.
it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. They don't tell you that.
Right.
It's a lot of you get it, but yeah, it's a lot that goes into it. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I like it. I genuinely can say that I love it though. I love it. I could do it every day, all day. I love it.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Now, okay, I have one last question, and it pertains to um, your look. And what I mean by that is you wear sunglasses while you do your review. Is
I
that a
do.
part? Is that a part of your personality, your character, or is the sunglasses supposed to mean something else? Like,
No, it really was something that the followers liked. It's like one day I did a review and I had sunglasses on, but I had the sunglasses on because I was hung over. It was like my birthday or something. And so then when I did reviews after, everybody was like, "So where are the sunglasses?" And I was like, "Oh, y'all want that? Like that's a." So they love the sunglasses. I feel like they think it's
listen.
just a part of the character now.
Yes, people pay attention to the smallest details. That is for sure. And I'll tell you one last thing. And this he doesn't do reviews or anything, but he's a major YouTuber. He hasn't really
Mhm.
been doing too many videos as of late. But if you're familiar with who Casey Neistat is, um,
Casey
yes, and
Neistat. Yes.
you know the
Yeah.
sunglasses. So and that's iconic to Casey Neistat.
Yeah, for sure.
So, when I saw you with the sunglasses, I was like, "Okay."
Yes, I love Casey Neistat. Like
Yeah,
the real YouTubers know.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, yeah.
Okay, okay, cool. I love it. I love it. Alright, so that's really all the questions that I had for you, but I like to give my guests the final word at the end of every interview. So if you have maybe a quote that you like to live by, a piece of advice, that you would like to give to the audience, or words of encouragement, you can say all 3, or you can do one of the 3. It's up to you.
If I had to do anything, I guess I would give words of encouragement to anybody who wants to be in this space. Things
Mhm.
that I've picked up along the way. Um, do what feels authentic to yourself. Don't feel like you have to conform to what the masses want
Right,
because as much as you love your followers, followers are finicky and they will come and they will go, they will ebb, they will flow. So
right.
show up authentic, drown out the haters cuz A lot of times it's projection. They're just scared that they didn't get, or mad that they didn't get to do the things that you're being bold enough to do, and have fun. Like, just have, it's so much fun. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun too. And
Yeah,
that's really all I would say.
right. Yeah, I mean, just imagine like having a full blown career at doing this, and you get paid to do it.
Like, that's the dream. And the crazy part is, if you put in the work, it could really be your reality. For
Yeah,
sure. You
it
could do that. Yeah.
for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, Ainsley, it was a pleasure having you on.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for sharing your journey and giving us your time. Um, and you know, it was an absolute joy talking to you. I
Thank
see
you.
you have an amazing personality. Um,
Thank you.
yeah, your personality matches who you are in the videos.
All the time.
You're no different. And I love that about you. And
Thank you.
I'm happy that we were able to get you on.
Absolutely. And thank you again. I appreciate this.
All right, Ainsley Landry, everybody, aka Lady L. Oh, one last thing before we go. Where can people find you if they're not familiar? Where can they find you?
TikTok, it is Lady L Bish, BISH underscore.
Mhm.
Instagram, it is Lady L Bish, just Lady L Bish. And same with YouTube. Same vibe with YouTube. That's where I be in
All
these social
right,
media streets.
all right, all right. You guys heard it. Go follow Lady L Bish,
Period.
aka Ainsley Landry. All right, all right. And with that being said, we out.